It's Alley Cat, and today I am doing a video on body modification. So this is all about my body modifications that I have. So I'm going to start off with my earlobes. So I got them pierced when I was 12 years old. It was a birthday present from my grandma, and this is back when ear piercing guns or piercing guns weren't taboo like they are right now. So we went to a hair salon who did her hairdresser who so happened to be able to pierce ears, and she did one at a time. So I got them both done, and then I let them close up because I stopped wearing earrings, and then I ended up opening them back up myself when I was 16, and then I wanted to get my second ones done, so that'd be my next piercing, and my mom and I went to Claire's piercing gun. I got my second lobes done, she got her cartilage done, so that would be my lobes, my ears all done. And then when I was 14 years old, so backing up from my second lobes, oh my gosh, there's gonna be a lot of hate in this video. I know now all the stupidness of my teenage years, so don't come after me in this video because I know what I did was stupid, but I really wanted my belly button pierced. I wasn't the way I look now, so I was skinnier. Girls were getting their belly buttons pierced, and of course they're doing it legally, and in my state you have to be 16 years old with parent signature to get any piercings on your face or your belly button. You can get anything done on your ears except for like your industrial and a couple other cartilage things when you're younger, but I know for your belly button you have to be 16. So first time I tried doing it with the safety pin, and that obviously didn't work out because I couldn't get the ring in because a safety pin is not the right gauge, and it isn't even a gauge, it's a safety pin for the width of the jewelry, which should be 14 gauge for your belly button or navel. So my friends and I decided that we were all gonna go and have some random ass dude pierce their belly button with a cow gauge, and a cow gauge is like those, they're not the guns, it's an actual gauge that they do for cow piercings if you do it that way. Otherwise they have the guns for the cow clips. So we got one that was 14 gauge, so already off to a bad start, but we all bought our own pack, so it was technically kind of sterile, but not really. You still shouldn't do it because we were in somebody's dirty ass bedroom. And my friend went first, got hers done, and one guy sat and held like the skin like a clamp, and the other one shoved it through and then put the piercing through and whatnot. So that's how that happened. This was behind my parents' back too, on top of that. At the time, I was living with my mom, and my mom found out about it like 2 weeks later because of my sister, which I bet she's probably watching this video. So, hi Julia, you did this. So my mom was upset. I was with my boyfriend, Josh, my husband. At the time, we were at my aunt's house, and I just got done with a softball game. And my mom comes outside and she's like, Allie, I need you to come inside for a minute. So it's my mom and my aunt and me, while my husband and my cousin are outside jumping on the trampoline. And my mom's like, lift up your shirt. And I lift it up, and she's like, oh, you know what? It doesn't look that bad. She's like, I don't know why you did it, why you couldn't wait until you're 16, because I told you could get it done when you're 16, but it doesn't look bad on you, you can keep it. And I was like, okay. So I had my belly button pierced up until, I want to say 2018 when I took it out because of a job that I was working at. It just kept getting irritated at the top, and I didn't want to deal with that anymore from lifting and pulling and whatnot. So I just took it out, and I didn't want to keep putting it in and out. I do miss it. I do kind of want to get it redone because I didn't have any issues with it other than it getting irritated from those situations. Anyways, when I was 16, I was allowed to get my nose pierced. My mom did it for my birthday. Now we did this professionally. My mom took me to a tattoo parlor, and at the time, we didn't know that you should research your places and whatnot, but I was always told that this place was pretty good at piercings depending on who you got. So I got this guy, I'm not going to say names, and he pierced my nose. Didn't give me or my mom any aftercare, which probably is a red flag. So after about a couple months, I decided, you know what, I'm going to take the ring out of my nose and clean it, like the ring itself, and then like the nose hole instead of like doing the Q-tip and whatnot, and put it back in. Well, so it was a corkscrew ring, and you know, a corkscrew like curves like this. Well, he did something where it like wasn't even a corkscrew anymore. He like straightened it so it looked like an L, but it was like a squiggly line. So when I took it out, I couldn't get it back in because of that, and I was freaking out. I'm home alone. My mom paid for this piercing. I don't have a job at this time because I'm in school, so I'm freaking out. I call my boyfriend, freaking out because I can't get it in. I don't know what my mom's going to say if I can't get it in because my mom was the one that paid for this, so I called my mom, and my mom ended up taking me back to the piercing place, and the owner went to go put the ring back in, which he ended up getting it, but he ended up having to re-pierce it and putting it in, and he asked me if I got it done there, and I told him that I did, and he asked me who did it because they didn't pierce it right. And he ended up getting me a new jewelry, and he reamed the guy who pierced my nose out in front of me and my mom, and I was like, oh my gosh. So, the owner did a really good job, but so that was my experience. That I ended up taking my nose ring out for a job, and then now piercings are more acceptable now, so I could get it done again, but I had it out. And then when I turned 18, maybe a couple months after, I got my tongue pierced. I don't have that anymore. I kept swallowing the ball, and there was one point where the ball actually broke in my mouth when I was eating, that I decided, you know what, I'm done with this. I really liked it, but that healing process is not fun. I wouldn't do it again. So that was that. And then I actually went, I want to say when I was 20, I got my septum pierced. This is another horror story. So usually there's not that many places around here that do piercings, and usually the places around here, they're tattoo parlors and they're piercing places. I went to a totally different place this time because I didn't want to deal with what happened with my nose piercing, and the guy who did my tongue piercing, I used to go for tattoos. That place is closed now, but he didn't work there anymore, and he was the only piercer. I think he like moved somewhere, and I didn't want to have to drive all the way for that, because he actually did a good job piercing my tongue, and he gave me good aftercare and whatnot. But when I got my septum pierced, I made an appointment. I got it within like the hour, and I showed up there. I sat in the chair. The lady put the clamp in my nose, and she told me to take a deep breath in, and then she did it when I blew out. Well, she pierced it crooked. So she said, I don't like this, I'm not happy with it, I would like to pierce again, which I feel like she should have just took it out, asked me to come back later, because the second time she did it, I almost fainted in the chair. It was really painful because she was going through an open wound, and even though she pierced it a second time, after it healed, it was still crooked. I was really upset with it, and I wanted my septum pierced for like the longest time, and with the process that it went through and all that, I took it out because of obviously it being crooked, and I haven't found a piercer that I liked after that. But when I had my septum in, I went and got my nostril done again, and I went to a, the piercing parlor that I went to the first time, but I got the owner this time to do it, so he pierced my nose, and those are all my piercings that I've gotten. So far, I do want to get more, but right now, because of COVID, I'm just working on stretching my ears back. I started stretching my ears back in 2017, and then I had to take them out for work so that I didn't have any earrings in. But then, the beginning of this year, I started restretching my ears again. Right now, they are at a 4 gauge, and I hope to be at a 0 gauge by the beginning of next year, like before summertime. So that is that. Now on to my tattoos. If you haven't seen my tattoo tag, it'll be up in one of these corners. Trying to think. I don't know how you guys see it. I think it might be this corner. But anyways, my first tattoo I got was my my Infinity Love, which I don't regret getting I regret where the placement is, but I don't regret the tattoo. I don't see it, so I don't really remember it's there until I see myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh yeah, I have this tattooed. But I got it because my parents wouldn't let me get tattoos at the time, so I went and got this tattooed and hid it from them. And obviously, when you get stuff done to your body and it goes against your parents' wishes, they somehow find out, because that's just how the world works. So if your parents tell you that you can't do something and you're living with them, don't do it. I highly recommend that. They know what's best for you, and if I would have listened to my parents, I probably would have never gotten this tattoo, and I'm not saying I regret it, but I don't know, I don't think I would have gotten it there. And the infinity thing was like the trend at the time when I got it. So that was my first tattoo. My second tattoo was my finger. My husband actually designed this, but they couldn't get the heart, the red heart, to go inside, so I asked for her to put it up here, and I actually go to the lady who did this tattoo. She does all my tattoos now. I go to her. I really like her work, so that's this one. The reason that I got this, besides my husband created this, is I was an alto and choir from 6th grade up until college, so up until I was 22 years old, and I love singing, I love music. I don't play an instrument, unfortunately. I did learn piano a bit, so I can do minor piano, but I can't go all out playing a piano, but I can read music, so that's a plus. But I love music. I got that because of that. My third tattoos I got were my wrist tattoos, Beautiful Angel. That has a whole personal meaning to that, but I got those for me. My tattoo after that, I got these silhouette birds. Those were the trend at the time, but my friend and I got them done together. And I also have, I don't know if you could see it, my hearts on my hips, green and blue. My favorite color. Hearts are my favorite shape, and I just thought they were cute to get, so that's what I got. Then after that, I finally got the tattoo that I've wanted to be my first tattoo, which is my flowers. my hearts, going back, my hearts and my ring finger and the butterflies, birds were done by the girl that I go to. I'm actually thinking of getting these possibly covered up because it just doesn't, I don't know, I just don't know if I like them anymore. But I want to get this whole arm done. Anyways, the girl that did those did the rest of my tattoos. So she did this. I also have a hell butterfly. If you guys watch Bleach, hell butterfly. And then I got my flowers with my sister's name, so it goes from oldest to youngest. And yeah, I got them. I got the insides colored to their birthstone colors. So Sophie and Julia were born in May. They got like close to emerald because you can't really do gemstone colors. And then Madeline was born in December, so she has her blue. I think it's sapphire, if I'm not mistaken. And then my tattoo I got after that, the girl who did my tattoos opened her own tattoo place, which is pretty awesome. And my mom and my sister and I decided, this was last May, to get our mother-daughter tattoos. So we got, I'm going to show you upside down, butterflies with stars. And this actually has a meaning behind it. When we were younger, my sister and I had those, like, you know, those glow in the dark things that go on your ceiling and your walls. I had butterflies and she had stars on hers, or maybe it was the other way around. But we called, because we couldn't pronounce our words well, we called them Nutternais and Nars. So we got butterflies and stars tattooed on us. They're different. My sister's is just the outline. She didn't want it colored in. My mom, hers is colored in. But I think it's just black. I think the butterfly is colored in, but then her stars are black. And then I have black and blue stars and then a blue butterfly. So yeah, that's the meaning behind that. And then my last piece that I got was my dove with my necklace here, or my grandpa's necklace made from his ashes. So my grandpa passed away April 1st of 2019, and right after I got this done, I set up an appointment to get this done, because my grandpa was like a father figure to me. He helped raise me and my sister, and we were over there either every day or we saw him every day up until we graduated. I lived with them for a year and a half after, during college, and then moved out. But I still saw them a lot, and it was a shock when he passed away, and I miss him a lot. I still think about him, but he's in a better place now, and he's not feeling pain anymore. Sorry to end that on a sad note, but that was my last tattoo. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you liked my stories behind everything. I guess if you're young and you're watching this, or you're in high school, or you're still living with your parents and they frown upon body modifications, just talk to them, say, hey, I want to do this, is this okay with you? Because you are living in their, under their roof, and if you to do that, they say you can do that when you're living on your own, or you're not living under this house. Just listen to them, because that's very disrespectful to not listen to your parents. But otherwise, on that note, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!